What do you do when sex stops being a choice and starts feeling like something you can't control? Not because you want more excitement, not because you are chasing pleasure, but because you can't stop. You tell yourself it's the last time. You mean it. You delete the apps. You avoid the sites. You make deals with yourself. If I can just get through today. But it's like something grabs hold of you when no one's looking. You find yourself falling into the same pattern again and again, whether it's porn, hookups, endless scrolling, or hours spent in a cycle you didn't plan. It starts to cost you time, sleep, work, trust, intimacy, and worst of all, it starts to chip away at the one thing you thought you could count on, your ability to control yourself. What we are talking about is something that mental health professionals now recognize as compulsive sexual behavior disorder, or CSBD. I'm Professor Shania Rathod, a psychiatrist in the United Kingdom. I post interesting videos on well-being weekly on my YouTube channel, so please don't forget to subscribe and you will not miss out on the next one. CSBD is more than just a bad habit. It's not just having a high sex drive. It's not about being broken or addicted to pleasure or morally flawed. And if you've not heard it, you are not alone. CSBD is real. It's painful, and most people living with it have no idea that it has a name. So what is it really? It's when a person can't control intense, repetitive sexual urges or behaviors, even when those urges are causing serious problems. They've tried to stop again and again, but the behavior keeps coming back. Over time, sex stops being something they choose and starts becoming something they survive. It takes over and becomes the central focus of their lives. Some people start neglecting their health, skipping meals, missing sleep, ignoring responsibilities just to feed the urge. Others risk their jobs, relationships, and may even be in legal trouble. And the cruelest part? Many people say they don't even feel pleasure anymore. It just feels automatic, and they continue to engage in repetitive sexual behavior despite adverse consequences like marital conflict due to sexual behavior, financial or legal consequences, or a negative impact on health. If you're wondering whether this is just overreacting to something normal, let's be clear. People have different levels of sexual interest. That's normal. Watching porn, masturbating, seeking sexual connection, those things by themselves are not disordered. Even feeling guilty about sex doesn't mean you have a problem. CSBD is diagnosed only when the behavior becomes compulsive, when it causes real harm and distress, and when a person has repeatedly failed to stop over at least 6 months. And it's not just about the behavior, it's about what it costs you, your time, your focus, your relationships, your mental health. And that's the key, when sex becomes a source of suffering instead of connection. So what causes it? Well, for many, it starts early. Some people report using sex or porn as a way to cope with loneliness, boredom, anxiety, or even depression. Others have a history of trauma, especially childhood sexual abuse. In fact, people with CSBD often carry deep, unhealed emotional pain, and sex becomes a quick temporary escape. It's not about pleasure, it's about numbing out in these situations. But like any coping strategy that gets out of hand, what once felt like a relief becomes a cage. And the shame? That's what keeps it going sometimes, because after the behavior, the guilt kicks in. Why can't I stop? What's wrong with me? That shame leads to more anxiety, more isolation, and another urge to escape. It can become a cycle, a closed loop, and if no one knows what you are going through, it can feel like you are slowly disappearing inside it. Now, here's the truth that too many people never hear. You are not broken. CSBD isn't a weakness. It's not a character flaw. It's a treatable mental health condition with the right kind of support, and no, not just internet advice, people get better. Real recovery is possible. Therapy, especially cognitive behavior therapy, can help break the cycle. Trauma-informed therapy can go deeper, helping you heal the wounds that might have started all of this. And sometimes medication can help reduce the intensity of the urges so that you can think clearly and make better choices. There are also support groups, online and in person, where you can hear your own story in someone else's voice. And when that happens, something shifts. You realize this doesn't define me. I'm not alone. And I don't have to live like this forever. Because you don't. If any part of this video resonated with you, even just a little, I want you to hear this. It's okay to ask for help. It's not too late to change. You are not beyond healing. You just need to take the first step, and maybe that step starts right here with naming what's happening without shame, with realizing that what you are struggling with has a name, and that name is powerful. Because once you name it, you can tame it. And once you face it, you can begin to get free. Please subscribe to this channel if you've enjoyed today's video. The more subscribers I have, the more YouTube gives me the ability to make more creative videos. Like it, share it, tell it. Tell it to all the people you know, and thank you for watching.